Hey YouTube, it's Lauren Losing. Hopefully I look a little better than I did in my last video. I don't know exactly what I'm going to title this one, but what I want to talk about really is my weight loss and my other numbers and that kind of stuff. I don't really have a witty title to go with it. Since my other one was just a really basic introduction video, and the one that I had recorded before that wouldn't upload because it was too long and I had gotten into some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go into it now. So as I stated in my previous video, my highest weight was January 2013, and that was 269 pounds. My pre-op diet weight was 256 pounds, and day of surgery I was 245.5 pounds. Today, 9 weeks out, I am 205 pounds, which is good. It's a 40-pound loss since surgery, a 65-pound loss overall, which is great. But last week I weighed 206 pounds, so it was only a 1-pound loss for the week. I know any loss is good, so I'll take it. I love when people say I'll take it. What, are you gonna reject it? I say it too, but I just think it's funny. I'm used to a much higher rate of weight loss. I don't know if anyone else uses this app, but I use the app My Weight, and it just tracks how much weight you've lost, and it also gives you your average weight loss per week and all this stuff. And my average weight loss per week has been 5 pounds. So I feel like I've gotten pretty spoiled. So like I said, this last week it was only 1 pound. The previous week it was 6 pounds. The week before that was 2 pounds, and so before this week, that week was my lowest weight loss. So Molly Sleeved talked about this in her, I think it was her most recent video, that it would just be a little more appealing if I could lose like a normal person, like 3 pounds a week, which I guess that wouldn't even necessarily be like a normal person. Everybody loses and plateaus and gains a little bit and all this stuff, but going from sorry, my hair looks freaking weird right now. Going from 5 pounds to 2 pounds to 6 pounds to 1 pound, it's just a little bit of a roller coaster. I am worried that it's going to slow down, and I know most people worry about this. I feel like mine might be a little more of a reality, and I'll explain why. I have had a foot injury since May. I think it was May 17th. I'm super clumsy. For anyone who doesn't know, my last name is Dayton, and in my family, it's called a Dayton move. Just if you do something stupid, like, you know, fall over nothing, which is basically what happened with my foot. I was coming out of Starbucks. There was nothing wrong with the stairs, but I was going down the stairs and I somehow fell and I broke my foot. So I had I think it's called an avulsion fracture on my second metatarsal, which is the long bones in your feet. Basically, my tendon pulled so hard that it pulled a piece of my bone off. And then I also strained one of the major ligaments in my foot. So anyone who does orthopedics or anything, it was my Lisfranc ligament, which is of course one of the longest injuries to rehab, because why wouldn't it be? So I was in a hard cast for 3 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks, and then I was in a hard cast for 3 weeks. I was in a hard cast for 3 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a hard cast for 3 weeks. I was in a hard cast for 3 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking boot for 4 weeks. I was in a walking I say walking boot, I really wasn't supposed to be walking on it that much, but I did. I was in a walking boot for 2 months. 2 days before my surgery, I was actually cleared to go into a stiff-soled boot, or a stiff-soled shoe. So I've been pretty much living in my motorcycle boots. I've worn my sneakers a couple times, but they're actually not as comfortable on my foot. So, long story short, or long story long, 2 weeks ago, going up my stairs, nothing happened. I was just going up my stairs like normal, and it started hurting again to the point where I couldn't put weight on it. So I gave it a couple weeks to see if it would kind of, if it was just a freak thing or if it started to heal on its own. It didn't. It started to feel worse again. So I am supposed to be non-weight bearing. Meeting crutches. Which is super frustrating because I have not been exercising, which is why I don't really feel like I even earned all my weight loss. My calorie intake is definitely a lot lower than most people at this point. However, I feel like because the majority of people are exercising, we probably have the same calorie deficit, which is why I've still been losing at a good rate. But yeah, I haven't been exercising. I've been resting it because I wanted it to heal, so I didn't want to do anything to compromise it that would stop me from exercising as soon as I could. So it's just really frustrating that I was following all the rules and that it's gotten worse for no apparent reason. So what I need to do really is I need to start doing like free weights with my arms and stuff, but that's about all I can do. So yeah, that's where I'm just a little worried that my weight's gonna slow down because I don't have the ability to exercise. I have, over the past couple weeks, just been like much better about watching my sodium intake. I wasn't too worried about my sodium intake before. I know a lot of people don't worry about calories. I still do. I think it's just something that's been ingrained in my head. I do have a history of some eating disorder issues. So it's just something that's ingrained in my head that I'm trying to get over, but I don't limit myself. I do look at the number and I'm like, oh, this is a higher day, but I record everything in my MyFitnessPal like most people do, I've found in the weight loss surgery community. And so I'm tracking my protein like I'm supposed to be. I don't really watch my carbs. I notice when it's a higher carb day, but since with my diet right now for what my nutritionist, our guidelines is, you're supposed to get in 60 grams of protein a day, and then have vegetables, which 3 times a day, and then you can have like fruit in between, or like with your breakfast or something. But they don't expect you, unlike some other nutritionists or doctors or programs that I've heard of, they don't expect you to get your 60 grams of protein in like that, like immediately. They understand that different people move at a different pace, and that some people can take in more and some people can take in less. I can eat about 1/3 of a cup of egg beaters at one time. I can eat 3 ounces of protein at a time. And I eat probably 3 times a day. So it's really difficult for me to get it in. I'm not a protein shake person. If I was truly obsessed with getting my protein in, I'm sure I could. But I kind of like that we can move at our own pace. But anyway, the whole reason I told you that is we are not allowed to add in anything else to our diet, like high fiber crackers or any other kind of carbs, until we can get in our 60 grams of protein a day consistently and get in those servings of fruits and vegetables. So I have a feeling it's going to be a long time. So anyway, so I was concentrating on getting in my protein. I was not too worried about the sodium, so I was eating pickles and a lot of stuff that came in a can, like refried beans. I would kind of add hot sauce. I'm a super spicy food fanatic, so I'd add hot sauce, and I just wasn't really worried about my sodium, but I've been watching it a little more just because I am kind of worried about the water retention, with me not working out and having that to counteract some of that stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at with that stuff. It's already an 11-minute video, but I'm just gonna go over quickly because this is kind of like a weights and numbers video. I did do my measurements at the very beginning, like the day before surgery, I believe it was. And I do them monthly now. So my 2-month surgery was Monday, so that was 2 days ago. I know some people just do their measurements for their bust, their waist, and their hips. I do a lot of measurements. I will quickly go over what I measure, and then I'll tell you what the overall deficit is, and I'll tell you the bigger numbers. I'm not going to go over every single number and what the numbers were or not. So I measure my neck, both upper arms, both lower arms, both wrists. I measure my bust. I measure under my bust. I measure my natural waist, and then I also measure my belly because my belly is a lot bigger than my natural waist. Then I measure my hips, both of my thighs, and both of my calves. So, over the past 2 months, I have lost a total of 58 inches all over my body, which is awesome. I don't know. I'm really proud of that. The first month, I lost 37 3/4 inches, and this past month, I lost another 20 1/4 inch. So, since the beginning, my biggest losses have been my hips, my belly, and my bust, which I'm happy with. Originally, my bust was 54 3/4 inch. Now it is 47 1/2. I went from a 44F bra to a 38H. I'm hoping they'll go down a little more. Then my belly was 55 1/4 inch, which I can't believe, and then it's now 47. And then my hips were 55 inches, and then now 44 1/2. So I'm really happy with that. I'm just hoping that it keeps progressing in a decent pace. I'm hoping to get in with my foot doctor soon so we can figure out what that is and get to it, whether it be physical therapy or whatever he says. I'm going to do exactly what he tells me. So yeah, so this is getting a little long, but thanks for watching, and I'm gonna post another couple videos over the next day or so, because I feel like I have a lot to say. This is why people start at the beginning of their journey. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.